Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Can you believe it? All of those things that the Republicans have done since the election, all of the troubles they've caused, and we have not been able to stop it, we as the people. Now Donald Trump has the military down out there in California, where the rest of Americans are flipping his script. I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad story that this morning we wake up and what do we hear? We hear people continuously talking about how Donald Trump's government is messed up, how he doesn't know what he's doing. We all know that by now. We've been hearing about it from the day before he got in office up until this day, all day and all night. We got it. You remember talking about Donald Trump and the Republican Party talking about replacing the health care bill, Obamacare. They're going to come up with a plan. And all of those years, you say the 4 years he was in office or the years that Biden was in office, and now they still don't have a plan. It seems like they're negligent. That's the way America, you appears negligent today. You appears negligent because you're constantly reminding us of the troubles that we have. What is reminding us of the troubles going to do? What has it done? Sure, we got people running around and look like they're trying to do something, but it also looks like they're accomplishing nothing, though they might be accomplishing a little bit. But compared to what he's doing, it's like they're doing nothing. And we, the people, are just like Donald Trump and the Republican Party, do not have a solution. We cannot think that just keep talking about what Donald Trump is doing. We can't just talk about the pain that he causes. We cannot just now throw in Musk and add to the conversation. Now we're not just talking about the MAGA. We're not just talking about Trump. Now we got Musk, and we spending day and night talking about what Musk said, talking about what MAGA's doing, and nothing about how to resolve this problem. I'm not talking about just trying to see if you can get a judge to stop what he's doing from happening right there. We have failed. America is not the nation that you thought it was. And what I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, white people have shown their hands. White people put Donald Trump back in office. Not all white people want him, but white people nonetheless put Donald Trump back in office. And all this hell is going on with part of the reason being white people. And the other part is the people that are accepting it. You know, the USA was called the new nation. They tell me some time ago it was that new nation. But when the new nation is one with the old nation, there either is a new nation again or the game is over. Well, we're not talking about a new nation. Are you talking about a new nation? No, you're still out there talking about what Donald Trump and the MAGA and the Republicans have done. That seems like a nation that's over. And I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, as spokesmen and advocates for basic human rights for all people, we shouldn't spend another minute talking about Trump. We should spend all our time talking about what we are going to do with what is available to us to help and give the people the kind of support that they have always wanted. And I'm talking about black people and white people. I'm talking about men and women. I'm talking about straight and gay. I'm talking about doing what is right. And the hell with this. Ain't nobody gonna trust white people no more. You can keep them in power. The whole world knows what white people do. America was the new nation, and they boiled down to the worst as just as bad as Putin, just as bad as Hitler. And you're going to try to sit there and try to create something out of that? No, my friends, we need something new. Today, we champion change. That should be our conversation, and not Trump, not that evil stuff. We American people and the great move for change, that's what we should be talking about. They want to display America. Should I say, I'm sorry about that display. They want to destroy America. We don't just want to save America. Let me say it again. They want to destroy America. But our attitude should not be that we just want to save America. We want to make America so much better that this crap that has happened over these 100 years will never happen again unless it's 1,000 years from now. We got to create a new nation for a new America. A new nation. Create a new system for a new nation. Create a new system for a new nation. A system that is designed to meet the needs, to meet the wants and the desires of all Americans. and not just all Americans. If you're living in the United States, if you're here visiting, we're going to make sure that when you leave here, you ain't got nothing to say about America, but America is the greatest place you ever faced in your face, experienced in your lifetime. That's the kind of thing that we want you to say. But it's not going to happen just because we want you to say it. We're going to have to, my friends, change our conversation and expressing a what I mean when I say changing our conversation. I'm talking about letting the people know that the future, the system that we are considering has to be something that addresses the concerns of all the people. And to make it real, it guarantees everyone a career of their own choosing that allows them to participate in the process of making that which is what satisfaction for America. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little flustered right now because we have wasted all of this time. I'm going to be going to listen to church programs today. They're going to be talking about Jesus. They're going to be talking about God. They're going to be talking about some scriptures. The same old thing they've been doing all my life and all your life. And didn't do nothing to keep Donald Trump, to keep this nation from going down there hell bound. That's because white people ain't been trying to change nothing. They just been trying to stay on top. They're just trying to stay superior, which means that they are trying to say that their way, when it comes down to the rest of the people, is better than God's way. I say, white people, listen. Ain't nobody gonna listen to you no more. You have proven with Donald Trump that you are a liar, and you have proven that when you put somebody up there and start lying, you can't stop them. And why you can't stop them? Because they're doing the will of white people. What did that man say last night? If Vietnam says, I give you everything you want, you know, just to make sure that everything is smooth on our side, will you do likewise? And that guy said, absolutely not. I forgot his name. I don't want to know his name. Absolutely not. So in other words, they want to go around and do what they did to Africa, just rip everything off people, do what they did in America, just bind people. And that crap is not going to happen again. White people, you got over before. But even your little group of nations has recognized who you are. And they don't want Donald Trump, you know darn well nobody wants to have anything to do with you. America, you know darn well no nation out there want to have anything to do with Donald Trump. And you know Donald Trump has no plans for anything but to try to get himself rich. You heard him say, you're going to have so much money, you don't have. But let me tell you something. That is the tool that was used to corrupt people like Donald Trump. That is the tool that's used to corrupt people who think that is the answer to the problem. That is not the answer to the problem. The answer to the problem is a system that's designed to say, if you're going to have education, we're going to design it so everybody gets it. And we're going to make sure it's the best education you can get. Same thing with any and every other thing we do. That's what we're going to do. And everybody's going to be involved in the process, and everybody's going to benefit from it. And the rest of the world can watch us and test us if they want to. And we're not biased. We will do this for ourselves, and we will help the whole world become a new world. But we are not going to continue to walk around acting like we dumb and stupid. Letting Donald Trump walk around here kicking dog dookie, let cow dookie over everybody's face, and they walk around here talking. And on the TV, all you hear is people talking about Donald Trump did this, Donald Trump did this. Tell me, what are we going to do to make it exciting for people to forget Donald Trump? What are we going to do to make people say, the hell with Donald Trump? We got a new plan, and we're working on it, and I'm a part of it. When are we going to start talking about that? That is the stuff that would change. That is the stuff that would create a new nation. That is the stuff that put Donald Trump on front street, let him know he's on hell bit, and that's where he's going if he don't change. Now, how come we're not talking about that? Why aren't we talking about that? Well, there might be some people talking about it, but what you really know is what white folks are doing, and white folks ain't talking about it. And if they are, they're making sure they're keeping it silent. So I'm trying to tell you right now, what you're doing ain't your answer. And I'm tired, as a spokesman and advocate of basic human rights, I'm tired of telling you you're on the wrong track. I'm tired of just sitting there watching you. And you are not listening to anybody, because you keep in mind, white,